having to claim this identity and with high respect for yourself and the esteem that it takes to go through a captivity, within a captivity, and understand the trauma that it may cause children or what have you to deal with that. I had to raise children in this way, but I didn't have to be raised in this way. I say that to say this. When you come in as an adult, you don't have time to play around. You got to get to work. If you understand what the nation is about, you got to get to work. And they put me right to work. And I came in young. I came in with all of these ideas and all of this, you know, zeal for the Creator, for my people. And I saw myself as a part of the future, a part of the present and a part of the future. But as these elders will tell you, every year that goes by, you become more a part of the past and less of the future. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. And when that happens, you realize that you don't have any control over it, number one. And I don't care how tough you think you are, you're going to get out of here sooner or later. Whether you go kicking and screaming, or whether you understand your time is passing. We have to accept that. And there's nothing we can do about it. But that doesn't mean we lose love for our children. And for me, it's even my grandchildren now. Because I think I did okay with my children. And, you know, they're at a point where they have to start making decisions. But to those of you who think that you're a part of the future, you're actually a part of the present. If you're a generation below me, you're a part of the present. And you have an obligation to understand and know that you have to figure out what your purpose is. And you have to get on your task with your purpose. There's some leaders today that think they're going to live forever. They think that they're still in control. They think that the power is all theirs. I'm not one of them. I understand that the power is going to change hands. It's just a matter of time. Your task, young people, not just this generation, but your children and your children's children, have to understand that the world is changing. The world is constantly changing. But you and your mind cannot let these changes consume you. They talked about it today, so I don't have to get into it. The social media and all of the social media turned us into a global people again. But if you're using it for negative purposes, then the social media is going to be a part of the downfall of the nation of Israel. You may not realize it, but we're at a crossroads right now. All the staunch people who were hard on you about what you wore, how you acted, how you spoke, they're leaving the scene. We've already, spiritually or emotionally, in some of your minds, already left the scene. We're passé. You don't want to hear what we have to say. It's a new day. We're still around trying to push certain things because a people and a culture should not change in a generation. It's happening too fast. And at the pace we're going, my grandchildren are doomed. Because you are giving up too much of the past. It's happening too fast. I like to go to Proverbs. I'm going to stay in Proverbs because the wisdom is there. And you've heard it before. I'm not going to run anything by you that you haven't already heard, but I want you to listen to it with a different frame of mind. I want you to listen to it in the sense that you are now tasked with the responsibility of carrying this nation into the next 2 or 3 generations. That's not my job. I'm not a part of the future. I'm a part of the present and I'm a part of the past. These men, I don't know, I may be the first one telling them, they're a part of the present and a part of the past. You're not a part of the future. The wisdom that we have is going in a grave with us unless you carry it on, unless you adopt it, and unless you regenerate it and procreate this information, because if you don't, this is the last of the teachings of Cohen Levy and Rabbi Matthews and all those men that came before them, because the process is happening a lot quicker because of social media, because of the music that you're listening to, and the world that's changing. I don't have to talk about the government. Yes. You got all your hope in the government still? Really? You really think America, because they got all of those bombs and all of those ships and everything that they have, that they're going to save you? That's not going to happen. If we, all of us, survive the next 3.5 years. I mean, really, I'm scared. I'm going to say, well, let's get to the book, because I'm hot right now. We're going to go to Proverbs. Like I said, don't take it personal. It's about us as a nation. Time's running out. I want to say this too, about talk. I've heard a lot of speakers up here. Talk is great, but talk is nothing but a catalyst. It's a catalyst to make us put the information into action. Otherwise, it's just talk. Talk has absolutely no value unless you adopt it and you activate yourselves, you individually. Don't look for your leader to do anything that you're not willing to do for this nation. Really. Because you are really the next leaders. What was that slogan? Show the love. I'm speaking the truth. Okay, I want to go to Proverbs. Gosh, I'm going to try to make it quick. I'm going to skip a few. Let me see what I'm getting to. I'm going to drop some of these. I'm talking to the children, but I want the parents to understand the responsibility that we have as parents. I don't care how many jobs you work, you're still a parent 100% of the time. 100% of the time you have to be a parent. If you got to use a phone, now you got cell phones. Your children, babies walking around with cell phones. There's no reason why you can't parent 24/7. And that's what we have to do, because, you know, they don't get like that by themselves. We have to pay attention to our children. Let's go to Proverbs 3:3. I don't know what it's going to say. I have it down here.
Asefter Mishle Perek Shalosh. Proverbs 3:3. Let not kindness and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thy heart. So shalt thou find grace and good favor in the sight of Elohim and man. Trust in God with all thy heart, and lean not upon thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy path.
Okay. I'm looking at all these faces, beautiful faces, young faces. Look around you. You are the population. There's a handful of us in here now. It's only a handful of us in here now. And I hate to put the pressure on you, but somebody has to put the pressure on you to understand that you have to grasp what you can before it's too late. The information that we've been putting out over all of these years, I've been in Israel over 35 years. And my responsibility is to take the ball a little further down the goal line or the field so that when you pick it up, you don't have so far to go. As a team, that's what teamwork is all about. Teamwork is about just progressing the ball to get to the goal line. And if I don't progress the ball, then I don't need to be on the team. And if you want to, you're on the team. This is a team you can't choose. You're on the team. You've been drafted by the Creator to be on the team. The Most High said, you're on the team. You're playing. Get out there and make some scores, some points for us. And I have a responsibility to take you to a different place so that when you pick up the ball and you start serving the Creator on this level of leadership and taking our people to another, then you have to be prepared to play. But if you don't have any information about the team, how we move, our plans or what have you, where you going? Well, you ain't sending you the ball. You might go in the opposite direction. And I'm going to tell you something. Everybody can't be the star player, and everybody can't be the MVP. Just score some points and help to move the nation forward. I've been hearing for years, this ain't the time to go to Israel. This ain't the time to go to Israel. Who told you when the time to go to Israel was? The Creator left that land there for us.
Right.
If we don't acknowledge it and show the land that we want the land is not going to accept us. When we decide to go, it's going to be too late. Like I said, I love everybody. I ain't mad at nobody. I'm speaking the truth. There was a time when we weren't supposed to go to the land. We couldn't go to the land. The Most High is making it possible. That's our land. If we don't at least show the land that we love the land, then what you waiting for your grandchildren to go to the land? Do we know when the Creator wants us to go to the land unless He sees that we want to go to the land? Everything that we want out of this nation, we have to show the Creator we want it. He's not going to send it down with a drone or whatever and hand it to us. If we want to serve this Lord, guess what? We have to open the book and read it. He's not going to open the book and read it to us. We have to want to know what's in there, and we have to accept the edicts that the Creator gave us. So that, and then you know what? When you learn to do it, you learn to love it. But America, freedom of speech, and when I was growing up, the slogan was, it's a free country. You can't tell me what to do. I can't tell you what to do, but it's not a free country, and freedom ain't free. The more we think that we could do whatever we want to do, the more our nation is becoming scattered and ignorant and totally oblivious to the fact that we are not a nation. Everybody knows I don't like the word unity Shabbat, because it's a Shabbat of love. It's a family reunion. Unity Shabbat means that I'm not just going to be your brother when I'm here on the stage or when I come to an event like this. Unity means all the time. Unified. If we're waiting for all of us to get along and all of us to have the same teachings and all of us to call the Shabbat at the same time and end at the same time and speak the same way, and then that's going to divide us. We're never going to get it together. And you cannot blame the other nations for that. Unity means to me, just like with your family, that regardless of what, we're still blood and we're going to get along no matter what. We're not going to let anything divide us. It's scary. When you start getting into your 60s and you see what's happening and you say, well, what's going to be left for my grandchildren? If we keep separating ourselves by the different things, modes of separation that the man has given us, we don't, now, come on now. This week, the saddest thing that you would ever hear came out of Pennsylvania. A young daughter driving her car and merging into another lane, and the guy decides, I guess she was taking up too much space, shot her and kept going. Killed her, 18 years old, just finished high school and on her way to college. It's in the news. Anybody watching the news? How do you prevent that? You can't prevent that unless you have the mercies of Yah. That's it. That's your only salvation. That could have been any one of our children. Any one of our children coming home from picking up her books for school. Do we have time to waste? Do we really have time to waste bickering on